And we're live. Hello guys, how are we all doing? Where are we? There we are. Guys, how are we all doing? Back with another live stream. Probably the second live stream I've done in, 2 weeks? Just give it a couple of minutes just to let a few of you guys join in. If you haven't already done so, do us a massive favor, just hit the thumbs up button. Just helps to share it out to more of my subscribers. Yeah, do us a massive favor, hit the like button and get some comments in if you want. We'll do a little bit of a Q&A before we get a decent number of you in here, and then we'll talk about what the topic of the live stream is all about. Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear music, by the way? That is supposed to have stopped. I'm just going to turn that right down. Right, I think I've got that to stop. Sorry if that was annoying any of you. I thought I don't have my headphones on, so I couldn't hear it, but I did hear a faint noise in the background. Right, guys, let's get into things then. Let's see what you guys have to say. Of course, leave any comments or questions that you have. Feel free to get them in. Don't be shy. I like to interact with as many of you as possible on these live streams. Gives me a chance to really get to know you guys and hopefully answer any questions that you have. Like I said, if you haven't already done so, do us a massive favor, hit the like button, and it'd be greatly appreciated. There's 27 of you in here, and that should mean at least 27 likes. Come on, guys, you are slacking. What are you playing at? Come on, guys, get those likes up. Want to try and get as many of you in here as possible tonight. Right, let's see what you have to say then. Blake Hughes, the trouble is the car is a beast. Not many can afford the insurance, let alone the fuel to use it. Blake, have you tried to insure a V12 BMW 7 Series? I'll let you in on a little secret. That car has been the cheapest out of all of my cars to insure. It's pretty bizarre, right? It's a 6-litre V12, but it was the cheapest to insure out of all of my cars. I'm sure it was like £450 or so to insure for the year. Yeah, mind-boggling, is it? I guess it comes down to the fact that there's not many on the road, so there's probably not many that are involved in accidents. So, yeah, it's probably quite a low-risk car, to be honest. But, yeah, you're probably wondering about the fuel cost as well. Fuel, to be honest, like for what it is, it's actually pretty damn good on fuel. If you have a 6-litre V12, chances are you're not going to be using it as a daily driver, so it's more of an occasion car. And, yeah, whenever you do use it, you're probably not going to use it just to go back to the shop and back. When I used it on the motorway, I used to get 30 mpg. I drove from my house. Well, no, actually, it wasn't from my house. It's from Costco, Coventry, to the Nürburgring, which was 500 miles. I managed that on just one tank of fuel in that BMW 760 Li. So, is it really that bad on fuel? I don't think so. I think 30 mpg from a 6-litre is very reasonable, if I'm being honest. Greg says, don't you like your subscribers? Greg, I love my subscribers. If it wasn't for my subscribers, I would not be doing what I'm doing right now. So less of that nonsense. Give it as free, says Peter. Danmon says, hello, George. Hi, all. How's it going, Danmon? Real music, real life with the Liqui Moly profile picture. He says, hi. Hi, what is your Faber? Not sure what that means. Sorry. Mike Flynn. Evening, everyone. How's it going, Mike? Yes. Oh, I think that was just the annoying music. Yep. Sorry about that, by the way. Hello, mate. What a lovely car to potentially win. Yes, if I must say so myself, BMW 760 Li, probably the most special car I've ever owned, hands down. Peter says Coventry 1987. Yeah, it's a very good year for Coventry. Just replace the inlet manifold and a 2009 320D with a remap. What a effing difference. Yes. Yeah, you will definitely notice a difference with just a simple remap on one of those. Just dropped my 750i E65 in for a F30 335D, but it'd be nice to get an E65 back. Love them. Yeah, E65, E66 are lovely cars, but I will say the 760i or 760 Ally is a completely different animal to the 750i. It's like an extra 100 horsepower or so. And it's a much better, much more reliable engine as well, the V12 over the V8. Well, I pay 600 for your 730. Yeah, exactly. You pay £600 for your 730D. You'll probably find the insurance is actually, quite a bit less on the 760 Ally. Did you play for Coventry City? No, I didn't. I wish. Random question. When remapping a BMW 520D Stage 1, do you advise changing anything in the engine? No, not really. Just make sure it's maintained well. Make sure you've done all the common problems, and you should be sweet. Good evening, Course Randy. How's it going? What's the next car then? Rio T. I haven't decided the next car. I've not long just bought a new car, like the E91. So, yeah, I definitely don't need to be buying any new cars anytime soon. I'm kind of in the process of, turning over, pretty much all my cars apart from maybe, 1, 2, possibly 3. So, yeah, no, I don't think I'll be getting a car anytime soon. I at least need the 7 Series to go. Mini, I still need to finish off. And then not too sure on the barn find car yet. I might fall in love with it and decide to keep it. I don't know. Welcome back, bro. I really like your videos. God bless you. Welcome back to you too, Zinu. Tell me about it. Spend a lot of time and money on that bloody V8. Yeah, they are N62s. They are notorious for many, many problems. Pick up in third from 30 to 60 seconds. 30 to 60, about 3 seconds. Need a parachute. Yeah, like I said, it's a big difference, to be honest, with the remap. But I can see now we've just approached the 9-minute mark. We have 41 of you in here now. So do us a massive favor. Hit the thumbs up button. It's greatly appreciated. Doesn't cost a penny. It just shows your support for the channel, shows your support for this live stream, and it helps to push out this live stream to more people. I want to try and get as many of you in here as possible. I think the most we've ever had in the live stream was actually on the last giveaway that I'd done for the E60, the 525D. I think it had over like 100 people in here at once. Yeah, that's quite big numbers for me, especially on a live stream. So if we can get anywhere close to that tonight, I'd be happy. If we can get half of that tonight, if we can get 50 of you in here at one time, that would be amazing. So yeah, if you haven't already done so, hit that thumbs up button and let's discuss the reason for this live stream. So I don't know how many of you know at this point. I've made a few community posts. I've made an Instagram post. By the way, if you're not following me already, just at George Osters on Instagram. I think I've made a Facebook page post. Same again, George Osters on Facebook. And yeah, I've maybe mentioned it a couple of times in live streams, but I've never made a dedicated live stream or video about it yet. So a lot of you are probably still in the dark, and you're probably like, wait, you're giving away a car? This is the first thing I've heard about it. Well, yes, that's true. I am in fact giving my BMW 760 Ally with the V12 engine, with the 6-litre V12 engine, which also is basically the same engine that's in the Rolls Royce, although it's 6-litre rather than 6.75 litre. But anyway, yes, I'm giving the car away. One of you will be winning it. And when I say giving it away, are you giving it away for free? Of course, I would love to do that, but it's just financially not possible. I need to basically get back from that car what I have into it so I can move forward with the channel. You guys know that I have big plans this year. I need to get the garage built. I need to get the of course, need to get the cars that I have at the moment gone. Need to get the garage taken down. Need to get the new garage built. Then I have a couple of cars that I do want to get for this channel this year. But yeah, of course, it's a rotating thing. You guys have to kind of give something to the channel to receive bigger and better content back in return. So if you want to have a chance of winning the V12 760 Li, then just make a donation. The link, by the way, if you want to check it out, is in the description. Click that, make a donation. You can have as many entries as possible. There's only going to be, though, 1,500 entries. I don't think that's a lot at all for, a car giveaway. I've seen car giveaways where they have over 100,000 entries. If you enter that, chances are you're not going to win. But when it's only 1,500, and there is a couple of people that have bought like 5 entries, so they have like a 1 in 300 chance. So that's like a very high chance. But yeah, even if you don't win, of course, somebody has got to win it. But even if you don't, then you think of it as you are giving something back to the channel that you've potentially learned something or saved money from. And like I said, any money that's given for this car will be, of course, just going back to be just reinvested back into the channel. So I can see Peter just asks, he just asked a raffle then. Yes, essentially that's what it is, but I don't want to label it as a raffle, because a lot of these companies are, about now, and they are in it just to make money. I'm not in it to make money. I don't want to make any profit from it. I'm not doing it to, try and set it up as a business. I just want the money. Basically, I just want to take my money out of the car and I want to reinvest it back into the channel. So yeah, that's the plan. Like I said, if you guys want to jump on board with that, if you guys want to support that, it'd be greatly appreciated. And I just hope that I can give the car to one of you next month, just before Christmas. I plan on doing the live giveaway of that car on Christmas Eve. So that should be a nice early Christmas present for one of you. Now, if you're out there thinking, oh, I'm not going to win, I never win anything, well, tell that to Carl, the winner of the E60 525D. He said the exact same thing. He was like, oh, I didn't think I was going to win. I mean, you guys probably saw his reaction in the video when I gave him the car. He was like, oh, it's just one of those things that I never thought I would ever win. And somebody has got to win it. So, you have to be in it to win it. Like I said, even if you don't win it, you're giving something back to the channel. And yeah, to the winner, I will be personally delivering the car to you. You haven't got to come to me to collect it. There's going to be no expense spared. If you live anywhere in the UK, if you live in Ireland, if you live in Scotland, if you live in Wales, if you live in the Shetland Islands, wherever you live, if you live in Jersey, if you live in Guernsey, wherever you live in the UK and Ireland, I will personally be delivering it to you. So yeah, don't worry about the whole logistics side of things. If I have to get a ferry, if I have to get flights, I'll make it over to you. And yeah, I look forward to it. I really hope it's going to go to someone that does appreciate it, because I've had a lot of fun in that car. I've done what I wanted to do with it. I took it to the Nürburgring, took it 2 laps around the Nürburgring, took it on the Autobahn, went over 150 miles an hour in it, and it still kept pulling. By the way, I think the top speed on the 760 Li is about 180, 190 miles an hour. So yeah, it's got tons and tons of power, tons and tons of torque, and you're not going to beat an E66 for comfort. I even question if some of the newer 7 Series are as comfortable as that. Yeah, so comfortable, and it's the perfect car for carrying guests around. And I've used it for a wedding. I've used it for taking family on days out, and yeah, it's been a special car. So hopefully you all are excited to potentially win it. But yeah, I'm just going to fly through some of you guys' comments. Maybe you have questions about the about winning the car, or maybe you just have a general question about me or about the channel. I'm just looking forward to seeing what you have to say. Where did we get to? As if says, hello, George. Hi, chat. I know the E91 originally came from auction, but have you thought about buying a car directly from Copart, BCA, etc.? I think it would make good content. Rio T, good question. Have I thought about buying a car from Copart? Yes, I have. Does it make sense most of the time? No, it doesn't, because generally, like, you're not going to get a car cheaper from Copart or from an auction than what you could get it for off, say, Facebook Marketplace. By the time you add in delivery costs, by the time you add in all the fees that get stuck on top, you're generally not going to get it for any cheaper. And you'll probably find that the one you get from auction or from Copart is in worse condition. It'll probably be smashed up. It'll probably need a lot more work, and it's not one of them. It's not a car that you test drive or anything. So yeah, doing the numbers, it just doesn't make sense. I know that for whatever reason, the views will probably be higher because people will see Copart, they'll see a crash damaged car, and they'll be like, "Oh, I have to watch that." But in terms of like the numbers, it just don't make sense. Why would you buy a car that's smashed up from auction, which you know nothing about, when you can just buy a fully running and driving example for cheaper off Facebook Marketplace? I don't really get it. Okay, liking all the vids gives me confidence that my garage is doing it right. Oh, that's an interesting one. I never really thought about that, because I kind of assume that everyone who watches my videos is going to be doing the work themselves. But yeah, that's a good point, actually, Anthony. I never actually thought that people maybe sort of wondering what it is their garage or mechanics are doing, and they're watching my videos to kind of. Sorry, I don't really understand your question there. A tidy little Isetta would be ideal, George. Mike, I would love to do a BMW Isetta. Hi. Hey, G, thank you for your content throughout the years. No worries, Gabby. You are welcome. How much per ticket, George? So per entry, it is £10 to win the BMW 760 Ally. Let me see if I can leave a link in the chat. What are we doing? Just talk amongst yourselves for a few minutes, guys. I just need to see if I can get this. Okay. We're on 32 likes, by the way, guys. If you haven't already done so, do hit that like button. It should be at least one like for every one viewer. So don't be shy. Let's see if I don't know if I can actually leave a link. Can somebody just tell me if they click this link that I've posted in the live chat, does it actually take you to it? Does it actually take you to the page? Let me know if you guys can click that link or not. Yes, says George. Oh, that's good. Okay, then, guys, if you do want to, yeah, I guess that makes it a hell of a lot easier. You don't have to go to the description. I've literally just left the link for the donation page in the live chat. So if you do want a chance to win the V12 BMW 760 Li, just click that link in the live chat right now. It's this link right here. If you've just joined and you missed my spiel that I said earlier on, I'm not doing this to make a profit. I'm not doing this because I'm thinking about setting up a raffling business. I just need to get my money out of the car and then we can move forward with the channel. Like I said, I have very big plans this year, very big ambitions. I want to make sure that I'm hitting 100,000 subscribers next year. And I think I need to know, I think I know what needs to happen for me to be able to reach that goal. And like I said, I just want my content to go to the very, very next level. And I appreciate all you guys that have got on board with me so far, but I'm just asking for a little bit in return, just to hopefully push us to that very next level. I can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of you have bought a ticket tonight. I can see David Locke. Don't know if you guys are in this live stream now, by the way. David Locke, Sam Phillips, Sam Golzar, and then an anonymous one. By the way, if you are entering as an anonymous person, I can see what your name is on my PayPal account, so don't worry about that. It's just basically going to be hidden from other people if they want to check out the page. But yeah, there is no limit, by the way, to how many entries you can have. As you can see, some people have bought 5 entries. Of course, the more you buy, the more chances you have of winning the 760. I guess I should kind of explain how it's going to work. I think it's going to work exactly the same. I think I'm going to do it exactly the same as how I've done the E60, the 525D. That seemed to work quite well. So for everyone that enters, of course, there'll be 1,500 entries. I will add up every single entry. Now, say if you have more than 1 ticket, say if you have 5 tickets, it'll be your name 1, your name 2, your name 3, 4, 5. I will then put all 1,500 names into a random number assigner. You'll be assigned a random number. So it's not in the order that you buy the tickets. And then I will then put all those numbers into a random number generator. And then that's the fairest way of doing it, right? Everything is completely random. So yeah, there's no funny business that can go on. It's not like I said, if you buy the first ticket, you're not going to be number 1. If you buy the last ticket, you're not going to be 1,500. Everything's going to be completely random, and everyone has as big a chance as anyone really. Genuine Monkey says he bought his ticket. Good luck to you, Genuine Monkey. Yeah, good luck to anyone that has bought a ticket, by the way. I wish you all the very, very best. And it's honestly, it is like so bizarre driving your car to somewhere and then just handing someone the key, knowing that they've spent like not a lot of money on it. It's such a bizarre feeling. And I can't wait to do it again, if I'm being honest. Like I said, this car is quite a bit more special than the previous E60 I gave away, but yeah, it's going to be I'm going to be quite sad to see it go, actually, because I've owned the 760 now for, it's got to be 2 years, I think. Is it 2 years coming up 3 years? Maybe. It's been a while anyway. I've done a lot to that car. Clash Ed Gaming says, how much are tickets? So they are, yes, as Hockey Boy says, £10 per entry. So yeah, it's up to you. You can have 1, 2, 10, 5. You can buy 500 tickets if you want. Probably advise against that, but obviously it's completely up to you. You have to be in it to win it, and someone is going to win it. So yeah, good luck to all of you. Jamie Codd says, hi, last week, if you recall, I asked about my E91 wasn't getting above 40 degrees. Found thermostat was removed for some unknown reason. Now have heat in the cabin. That's strange. I've never known someone to completely remove the thermostat unless they was having issues like with it overheating or something. But no, I'm glad to hear you sorted. I'm guessing you just fitted a new thermostat. Glad to hear you got it sorted. Hey George, to what extent are you thinking that old beam? Hey George, to what extent are you thinking that old Beamer you got? What do you mean? To what extent are you thinking? I'm thinking about it a lot, if that's what you mean. Been working on it today. Can I ask off-topic question? Yeah, feel free. Also, E91 filter housing gasket was a nightmare to get to, even with manifold removed. I know you possibly talked about doing a video on this. Lower passenger side engine mount had to come off. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's something I haven't actually done on the N47, but if it needs doing, then I will do it. So I'll just have to wait and see for that, I suppose. Restoring it, sorry. Oh, to what extent am I thinking of it restoring it? Well, I mean, I've made it pretty clear that the first thing I need to do is get it up and running, because obviously if it don't run, there's no point starting to chuck loads of money on it at it. So I want to get it running. I want to get it running well if I can, and I want to get it driving, and then I have to wait and see. I mean, I did buy it as a project for YouTube, so I think if not in, if enough people don't want to watch it, then it's not going to make sense to keep pushing it forward. Like I said, regardless of the views, I'm still going to be trying to get it up and running and driving. But then after that, I think we will have to wait and see. Yeah, I'm not, just because it does need a lot of work, like in terms of the body work. The chassis, I think, is solid. I think it's mainly surface rust, but there is a lot. Well, I mean, it needs a full respray. It needs a lot of body panels replacing and things like that to make it perfect. But yeah, I think I'll have to wait and see. Are you going to replace the clutch and flywheel from ATC Trading? They were superb and only £200. I'm guessing you mean on the 318D that I've just acquired. I actually saw that. I think it was on eBay. Yeah, like it's a solid flywheel and a clutch kit. See, I know it's a lot cheaper, but I don't know if I could go through doing all that work to then put like a cheap, because it's going to be a cheap Chinese kit, isn't it? Let's be honest. I don't know if I want to go through all that work to put a cheap Chinese kit in it, then for it to potentially fail again. Obviously, a solid flywheel shouldn't fail. There's nothing to fail on it. It's just a solid piece. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of them. It's like a timing chain. Like, you don't want to go through all that hassle and put a cheap timing chain on it, do you? So yeah, I'm still undecided on the clutch situation. I'm thinking of just driving it until it gets even worse. And people have asked me, am I going to be doing the timing chain on it? Well, to be honest, I didn't buy it to do the timing chain on it. So if I don't have to, I'm not going to, because I've already done it once before. I don't feel like I could add anything else by making more videos on it. I think I've got a pretty comprehensive 3-step guide, and I've got videos how to remove the engine and every bolt and sensor that you need to remove. So I don't think it makes sense for me to document all that again. But it's one of them. If I'm doing the timing chain, then I'll just take the engine out and then do the clutch and flywheel at the same time. But if I do that, then it won't make the best clutch and flywheel replacement video, because most people that are replacing the clutch and flywheel, they wouldn't take the engine out. But for me, in a driveway, it's probably just as easy just to take the clutch and just to take the engine out than rolling around on the floor trying to hold a gearbox. It just doesn't sound fun to me. I'm kind of dreading it, to be honest. Jamie Codd says his ticket has bought. Jamie, again, I wish you the very best of luck. Let's see. I think quite a few of you actually purchased tickets tonight. I can see Stuart's bought a couple. Christopher, another anonymous one. Yeah, guys. I appreciate the support. We are getting there now. I suppose we're getting off to a good start. I will probably be making a video because I think that'll probably do better on the channel. I'll probably make a video explaining basically what I've explained to you guys, but going over my history with the car, what I've done to it, because I do have a list of what I've done to it, but I need to go through all the receipts and that to get an accurate figure of what I've spent on it. But it's definitely over £10,000 so far. There's still a couple of other little bits to go on to it, like cosmetic bits, nothing serious. All the major mechanical bits and pieces have been done. But yeah, I'll just go over. I'll just go over a few bits what I've done since owning the car. So when I bought it, gave it an oil change, so oil and filter, a new battery, brand new genuine Varta battery, crankcase breather valves. I bought a set of them, aftermarket ones. They were crap. You can't have aftermarket ones of them, so I had to buy genuine BMW ones after. So it's had all new crankcase breather valves, track rod boots, track rod assemblies. That's the track rods and the track rod ends. Fuel filter. Why has it got fuel filter? It's got fuel filter and fuel filter again. Yes, so I think it was again. I installed an aftermarket fuel filter. And then in the end, I had to get genuine BMW ones because they only make that. It's not, like I said, it's not a very common car. So I think the oil filters were only on the 760 and then on the Rolls Royce. So I had to get genuine BMW ones of them. They were not cheap. There was 2 of them as well. I think one of them had the pressure regulator, and then one was just a regular filter. New sump plug. New oil filter again, new oil and oil filter again, because I gave it like a couple of oil changes, and I fitted a new oil filter cap, transmission fill plug. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I gave it a full transmission service. That was supplied by, I can't remember the name of the company now. I made a video on it anyway, but yeah, basically they supplied the whole transmission service kit. So I've done all the mechatronic seals, all the sleeves and everything. So transmission is good. I think it actually had a transmission service on about 110,000 miles, I think, because when I removed the pan, it was dated 2017. So it's definitely had a couple of services in its life. Yeah, service the diff, done a full service on the car basically. So fuel filters, cabin filters, air filters, done the diff, new oil tank. What would that be? That would have been from the power steering fluid. Yes. Oh, yeah, that's a major thing, really. The power steering fluid. So it has dynamic drive. For those of you that don't know what dynamic drive is, it's basically BMW's active anti-roll bar system. So basically, when you go around a corner, there's minimal body roll. It's a big, huge barge of a car, and it seems absolutely ridiculous. But you go around the bend, and there's just like no body roll. It just stays absolutely flat, and it is really surprising on the Nürburgring how well it handled for such a big car. I mean, it's 2.2 tons, absolutely huge car, but it handles so well. But yeah, sorted out the dynamic drive problem when I bought it. Very, very common problem. Had the dynamic drive failure. Gave it multiple flushes. Changed out the filter. Well, it's the reservoir contains the filter. That wasn't cheap to do. Again, genuine BMW part only. So done all that. Swapped out the front anti-roll bar with a later one from a 2008 car. Sealed that all up. Hasn't leaked since. That's been absolutely golden. Probably missing things as well, but dynamic drive system is all sorted on that car. Hose clamps, rear discs. Again, had a bit of a nightmare for the rear discs. I think I had to do it like 3 times, and on the third time, finally got the right ones. As you can probably imagine, discs are huge on that car. Stops well. But yeah, again, not cheap. Done all discs and pads all round, new wear sensors, done thermostat, water pump, fan clutch, fan wheel. None of this had failed, by the way. It's all just preventative maintenance. Also done the stent, the Bimafix stent for the front, for the coolant transfer pipe. That's common for the front seal to go. So I just thought I'd install the stent, basically to future-proof it. As I thought, I'm doing all the coolant system at the same time, so I may as well do that. What else? I don't think you guys probably want to hear me listening to everything I've done, because it's a huge, huge list, by the way. Alternator, we refurbished the alternator. CCV, all new hoses, new intake manifold, gaskets, all new ignition coils. Yes, there's 12 ignition coils, so it's had all new ignition coils, all new spark plugs. I've cleaned out the intake ports, alternator bracket, seals, pipes. It's got new 760Li and V12 badges, genuine ones, of course. They're still to go on, to be fair. I've done the whole LCI retrofit as well, because it's a 2003 car, which is a pre-LCI, which is actually a benefit. I forgot to talk about this. With it being a pre-LCI, it means it's automatically in the lower tax bracket. So you're thinking a 6-litre V12, the tax, the road tax for that's got to be pretty hefty, right? Well, like I said, because it's a pre-2005, the road tax is only, I think, £360, I want to say. Now, you may be thinking, only? Like, yes, only, because if it was a post-2005, it'd be like £780 or something like that. So it's pretty good, considering, to be honest. What else? Yes, I've done the whole LCI retrofit, front end, rear end, everything inside, fitted a sports steering wheel. So much. Loads of trim pieces. The Logic 7 amp. Of course, it has Logic 7. It's a 760 Li. But I installed I actually bought a new amp. And then a later one, I think it was a 2008 one. And then I sent it away to a company to get it upgraded. I don't really know the ins and outs of it, but I think they fit a new board a new board to it, and it basically fixed a common problem with them. So I thought I may as well get that done, and it saves it failing in the future. Various trim pieces again, screws, bolts, holders, fixings, all the front under trays, replaced all them. One of which flew off on the autobahn when I was going 150 mile an hour, so I had to replace that again. That was fun. Rear floor lights, auxiliary water pump, because there was an error code for that. Of course, I had to fix it. Door brake bushes, Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. Yes, I had to go for the very best. I thought, as I'm taking it all the way to Germany, as I'm going on the autobahn, as I'm going on the Nürburgring, I need the very best tires. Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires are probably the best tires in the world. I don't know if there's any tires better than them in terms of, road tires, but they're not cheap. For 20-inch wheels, you're looking about £1,000 for a set. So yeah, just £1,000 in tires. Also, at the same time, having them fitted, I got all 4 wheels refurbished, so they're all completely mint. Look like brand new wheels, all new wheel bolts, new locking wheel bolts and badges and everything. Basically, done all the front control arms, and I have removed. I've deleted basically the entire secondary air supply system. That's again a common failure point, but I've just got rid of the whole system, and I've installed a bespoke set of blanking plates that my dad made up for me. So yeah, lots of common problems fixed. I can see Tumu commented alternator gasket. Yes, I did do that. I'd done that at the same time as refurbishing the alternator. Again, there was no problem with the alternator, but I thought as I'm removing it all, I may as well refurbish it all at the same time. So I got a rebuild kit for that. But yeah, many, many more parts and pieces. But again, I don't want to bore you too much. Yeah, we've done a lot to the car. It's a good, solid car, mechanically sound. Like I said, it needs a few bits cosmetically, which I will be doing before it goes. But yeah, decent car. And yeah, hopefully one of you guys will be having it soon. Pedro Fly, how can we participate? So I did leave a link in the chat, but I'm going to comment it again. Click that link and you can enter as many times as possible. So it is £10 per entry. But like I said, as many times as you want to enter, that, that's up to you. You can enter 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 5 times, 48 times if you really want to. But yeah, every entry you will be assigned a random number. There'll be 1,500. So of course, to increase your chances, basically buy more numbers. Like I said, you are assigned a random number, and yeah, you basically be picked from a random number generator. George, was this 760 Li the car you had the brake calipers refurbished? I think you're thinking of the 1 Series when I had them done in yellow. But I did refurbish the caliper. I did refurbish all the calipers on the 760 Li. Actually, I stripped them all down, done all of the seals, new pistons, and everything, and then I have painted them in silver. So yeah, they have been refurbished, not from a company by myself though, because yeah, I did actually have a problem when I bought the car. One of them had actually seized, so I thought, I'll do that one. I'll do the other side on the rear, and I may as well do the fronts as well. So yeah, it's had all refurbished brake calipers. The calipers on the front are meaty. They're huge. They're twin piston, which is kind of rare to get on an older BMW. George, how did you learn to do all this work? I get a lot of people ask me this and say, "Oh, have you been a mechanic? What did you do as a career? Did you go to university or anything like this?" To answer it simply, most of what I know is self-taught. My dad is a mechanical engineer. He he's that way inclined. He's, absolutely brilliant when it comes to making anything. Or like, for example, I've needed various tools or brackets or whatever made up over the years. I say, are you able to make this? He'll say, yeah, no problem. I'll make you that at work. So yeah, I've definitely picked some things up from my dad. But most of what I know in terms of working on cars, I've just learned from getting stuck in and doing it myself and trial and error, and just from personal experience. I feel like if I was a mechanic, I don't think I would know what I know now. Like if I didn't it as my job, because when you're a mechanic, you're mostly doing, changing tires, brakes, and just basic servicing like that. You're not really doing engine work. You're not doing engine rebuilds. You're not, fixing like common problems. You're only, that's more for the specialist stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'd like to be a mechanic, if I'm being honest. I quite enjoy what I'm doing, and yeah, no complaints really. But good question though, because I do get that a lot. Are you going to be sad to see it go because you've done so much to the car? Yes, like I said earlier, Tumu, I will be sad to see the car go. I've owned it. It's one of the longest times I've owned a project car for, and yeah, I have owned it for such a long time. It's the first car I ever drove out of the country. Of course, you guys knew I, drove it to the Nürburgring. First car I drove on the Nürburgring. So I've got a lot of happy memories from it. But at the same time, I feel like I've done what I wanted to do with it. I've experienced it for what it is. I always said to myself, I want to own a V12 at some point. So I've kind of scratched the itch. And yeah, it's been a lovely car to drive. The power delivery on it is just something else. I just really want you guys to experience it for yourself. Maybe like the winner, maybe I'll take the winner out for a little test drive in it and see what they think from the passenger seat, because yeah, it definitely is something else. It definitely is a special car, that is. Let me try and get back on track with the happy to take off your hands, George. It says quacker quack. Enter to win, and you may be taking it off my hands. It would be a comfortable daily, that king on the motorway. Yeah, you're like I said, I don't think you're going to beat it for comfort, because it has the comfort seats, of course. You're not going to beat it. It's literally like you're sat in an armchair going down the motorway. Just sit there with cruise control on. Like I said, you're going to get 30 mpg. Oh, it just eats up the miles. It's so comfortable. So comfortable. I like the E65. Mine is broken in garage since 5 years. I have to go to work with train and bus, 3 hours to work and back with car of 25 minutes. Why is it broken? Why has it been broken in the garage for 5 years? Why have you not fixed it? They are from Europe. They're very good quality. They've got their own website. Oh, I think you're talking about the clutch people, aren't you? What's the priority equipment you have eyed up for your new garage / workshop? Lifts, perhaps, etc. Very good question, PM Barry. Yes, that is the major priority. A 2-post lift. I think I've got most other things. I mean, I've got a hydraulic press. I've got a vise. I've got a bench grinder. One thing I definitely do want is some sort of shot blaster. I would love an aqua blaster, but they're just ridiculous money. You're talking thousands for them. But yeah, I'd love a shot blaster. I like restoring things, so definitely help with that. I've got a parts washer. I've got most hand tools. I've got, cordless ratchets. I've got impact wrenches. So Yeah, I think I've got most of the tools that I need. I've pretty much been building the collection over the past 2 or 3 years or so. But good question, Barry. I've got my BMW E28. It's full project, so I know what you mean about time, money, etc. And with some old Beamers are difficult to get a hold of parts. My E31 is a pain in the backside for some parts. I tell you what, I would love an E31. That's probably, in terms of classic, it's probably my favorite classic car. Well, favorite classic BMW. I would love an E31. I didn't hear you answer me again, please. One question, please. Why DSG one of the best and fast? I don't know what you mean by that question. Answer that. To that. I think I answered that, didn't you? Yeah. Link is in the description, and I left it in the chat to enter to win the car. Where are we? BMW fuel door can't open. Also, show ready to refuel at 25%. Is the fuel tank pressure sensor issue? If your fuel door can't open, it's probably the micro switch that's gone. But there should, I don't know what car you have, but there should be a emergency release cord that you can pull. It's usually green. I just want to buy a BMW 525D, E60 or Passat. Come on, man. You're asking a BMW guy, should you buy a BMW E60? BMW E60 is one of my favorite cars. So you're asking me whether or not you should buy an E60 or buy a Volkswagen Passat. Every time I'm going to tell you to buy the E60. If we win, are we limited to what we do with it? No, Pedro, I will not shame or question what anyone wants to do with it. I said that to the previous winner, Carl. If he wants to sell the car straight away, he can. If he wants to, if the winner wants to drive it every day, they can. If the winner wants to hire it out, they can. Whatever they want to do with it, they can do. I will not. It's at the end of the day, the person who wins the car, it's now their car. They can do whatever they want with it. So no, you're not limited to what you do with it. I got my first diesel and I feel vibration in gear stick manual when idle only. Is that more or less normal? This seems to be a common question that people ask. Is it normal? Well, should it be occurring? In my opinion, no. Is it normal? It's pretty normal. It happens in my E91. Should you try and fix the problem? Maybe, but you may be chasing a problem that doesn't really need to be fixed. I mean, you can try swap out the transmission mounts. You can try and swap out the engine mounts. You can do a lot of things and then still not find the root to your problem. So, I don't intend on trying to fix the issue in my E91. It's just the gear stick. It just wobbles a bit when idling. Doesn't really bother me. So yeah, it can be a number of things, but in reality, I don't think it's really worth trying to find out what the problem is. My mate Matt, he has an F20. It's 2017. That's only done like 60,000 miles. His does the exact same, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Fantastic, George, because it costs a lot to build up a good, solid tool collection. Can't wait to see you installed in the new workshop. Yeah, that definitely does. I mean, in terms of just tools, what I've spent in the past couple of years, I dread to think thousands and thousands and thousands. It's got to be over £10,000 that I've spent in the past year alone just on tools. Because obviously we've only just moved into this house like a year and a half ago. And kind of when I was living with my parents, I was using a lot of my dad's tools. So I had to, of course, build up the tool build up my tools again. So it was, yeah, it's definitely cost a lot, but I feel like I'm kind of there now. There is the odd occasion where I need to go out and buy a new tool for a job, but I'm pretty well sorted now at the moment. But yeah, exactly that, Barry. I can't wait to get into the new workshop. Yeah, cannot wait. 3 years, owned an E92 LCI manual 320D, black with cream interior, very like my car, but spend a lot of money, new chain and flywheel with clutch, £2,100, plus many, many other parts. Yeah, it's one of them, AA Kemp. It's, especially if you buy it at the mileage where everything is kind of worn out. I say if you buy a car around the 100,000 mile mark, you're probably going to have to do quite a bit to it. But once you've like fixed all the common problems, your car's going to be then pretty reliable for the foreseeable future. So, clutch and flywheel, they generally need doing somewhere between 100 and 150,000 miles. Time and chain, exactly the same. But just know that once you've done them, you're going to be good. Like you're probably going to be good for the rest of your ownership of that car. Yeah. So, you're probably going to be fine for big expenses. After that, it's just down to regular maintenance. Let's see how many likes we're on. We are currently on 47 likes, guys. If you have not already done so, it would mean the world if we could hit 50 likes. 3 away. Don't be shy. Doesn't cost a penny. It's just greatly appreciated. Let's see if we can hit the £1,000 mark as well on the giveaway for the V12 760 Li. We're at 964. If you're wondering why it's not a round figure, basically PayPal, they take a percentage. I think it's like, off like a £10 donation, they take about 60p or something like that. So I should have worked that out. That's 6%, isn't it? So yeah, that's why it's not a round number. But I can just see one of you have just bought 5 tickets. That is Camille. Good luck to you, sir. Yeah, that's greatly appreciated. That has bumped the figure up quite well. Yeah, let's see. Like I said, if we can hit £1,000 raised in this live stream tonight, that'll be great. That'll put us off to a good start. Like I said, I haven't even put out a video yet explaining the situation. So all you guys in here kind of first hand hearing me kind of discuss the whole idea. Take care of yourself, bro. Thank you and God bless you and your family. Good night. See you soon. I appreciate that, Zanu. And same to you as well. Tumu says, any plans for the 1 Series subframe restoration? Tumu, yes, I have had this now at the back of my mind for the past probably 2 years. But once I get on top of myself, once I get cars finished, done and gone, that's when I can focus on my long-term projects like the 1 Series. I mean, that's pretty much the only long-term project. Oh, excuse me. That I plan on keeping long-term for now anyway. But yeah, there's a whole lot of work I want to do to that car. So I apologize. The videos have been very infrequent on that, but just kind of bear with if you can. Appreciate it, George. No worries. Was wondering if the fuel pressure pump can clog from oil leaks. Are you talking on a N47? Like, are you talking about the high pressure fuel pump? It doesn't generally they don't clog as such. If you start to count money, you spend it. It won't be fun. So don't if you love something. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Done. Discover your channel after recently buying a 2010 E90 318D. Oh, wow. M Sport Auto. Preventive maintenance, really. Great channel, sir. I appreciate that, Big Freya 79. Don't say how much tools cost, because wife in the same room and I buy some tools every day, every time I do something in the car. Yeah, it's a touchy topic. Genuine Monkey says done. I appreciate that. I guess you've done, like, when you say done, you mean you've liked the video. Like the live stream. Wow, guys, you've absolutely smashed it. 58 likes now. Are we going to get to 100, or is that a bridge too far? I think it may be, but keep flying in with the likes, and let's see what we end on by the time this live stream is all said and done. I think I'm going to go for another 10 minutes or so, then we will wrap things up. We've been going for an hour now already, but yeah, about another 10 minutes. Ask any more questions that you guys have, and look forward to hearing what you have to say. And like I said, if you are interested in winning the V12 BMW 760 Li, link is in the description. Sorry, lost the mic there. Greatly appreciated. You are supporting the channel, and good luck to you all. I mean, one of you are going to win it, but good luck to whoever does. Okay. Tumu, good question. Are you interested in getting an N55 or B58 in the collection? I haven't really given it too much thought, to be honest. Like, if it's an N55, that'd probably be like a 135i, I'm guessing. And then like a B58, you're probably looking at like a 140i, something like that. I don't know. I haven't completely said no to that idea. I probably will do those cars at some point in the future. Wait, the sound is back now, right? The microphone disconnected. How many products is the optimum on the go, George? Less is always more. See, because I've got like 5 cars at the moment. Yes, I've got 5 cars at the moment. You can only work on one car at a time. You can only drive one car at the time. So I don't want like products all over the place, keep coming back in and then, falling back out again. I want things to be consistent, and I don't want like huge gaps in between videos on certain cars. So yeah, I'm looking to scale things down, and I'm looking to bring quality rather than quantity. Hi, George. Best wishes from Donegal Island. I did say that right, didn't I? Donegal? I did say that right, didn't I, David? What are telltale signs of N47 chain going in your experience? I mean, me personally, I've never had one fail on me. I've always changed, I replaced it in the 5 Series before it, even got to that point. But generally, if it is rattly on startup, so when the engine is cold, when there's no oil pressure in the tensioner, when it's rattly on the startup, that's kind of the first sign that you start to know. And then, of course, the rattle will just, get worse and worse, and it'll eventually happen all the time. But sometimes it doesn't even get to that point. Sometimes it just lets go. And in my opinion, if you want to keep the car, I would get it done as preventive maintenance. I wouldn't wait around to see if it's, going to give you some If it's going to give you some problems, I'll just get it replaced. Hey all, says Henry. Henry, you've joined with 5 minutes to go, but hello to you, sir. Hope you are well. Chris Farr says, I've got to replace 2 injectors in my old Vivaro. Not looking forward to it, but no, once I start, I'll enjoy the process. Any top tips? I've heard that they can be a bit of a problem in those. I don't know what engine it is, but I just hear people with Vivaros and Renault Trafics and their vans, that they have an absolute nightmare trying to get injectors out. Top tip: get yourself a decent slide hammer. The one I have, it does the job. It's a small one. My dad made it. It's literally just a bit of aluminium bar with this steel weight, and it works absolutely fine. But you can get some that are very beefy with a big, massive handle on. And yeah, if they're very stuck, the injectors, then you're probably going to need one of them. Another tip as well, Chris, do it on a warm engine. That will definitely help. What are your thoughts on M52 engine, and would you recommend it for someone that is getting into maintaining their car themselves? What are my thoughts on it? Brilliant engine, the N52. Very solid, very reliable, more than enough power, a very usable engine. It has tons of low down torque. If you buy one with a 3-stage manifold with the 2 disc valves, yeah, very usable. You can just drive it around under 2,000 RPM. It drives absolutely fine. But if you really want to get on it, get the revs up, get the Vanos going, and it sounds absolutely sweet, doesn't it? But I have videos going over the common problems on the N52. I have videos replacing pretty much all of the common areas, so just check out some of my videos on it. Sound is bad, yes. Yes, that's fine, says David. Oh, good stuff. Rear window heater never worked. Fuse is good and loom not damaged going into boot. Is it true the relay part of the fuse board and not serviceable? PS, loving the long form vid. I appreciate that, Matt. To be honest, I'm not sure on that. I do know, though, and I would say it's probably very likely that your issue with the rear window is the rear. I know this is going to sound ridiculous, but it's very possible that it's the rear window itself. So I'm guessing you know this, right? You have like contacts that, you have basically a strip that goes through the entire window. Well, if that's broke, then the heater's not going to work. So check to see if you have any breaks on the rear window. I mean, the only way you can fix that then is, you have to get the rear windscreen replaced. Of course, you can go through the insurance, you just pay the excess charge, whatever it is. But I had a problem on my old E60 where the diversity antenna was not the best, and it wasn't actually the diversity antenna, it was the rear windscreen that needed replacing, and then the signal was so much better then. David says, hi George. Hello to you, David. Would you like E30 325i as a project, and do you prefer working on old Beamers or new ones? Would I like a project? I would love an E30 as a project. Would I like it right now? Probably not, because my hands are very full. Do I prefer working on old Beamers or new ones? There's advantages and disadvantages. The advantage when you work on an old car is the satisfaction you get from fixing something that has been broken for very long. That makes no sense. For a very long time. The disadvantage when working on a very old car is rust. You may also find rust, and there could also be a bit of rust as well. So yeah, hopefully you get the point. Generally, the newer stuff is not as rusty. So yeah, definitely pros and cons of working on newer and older stuff. My kind of for me, the best era of cars when it comes to reliability and usability, I would say, is probably from year 2000 to 2010. I think much before then, cars were a little bit temperamental, although a lot of the 90s stuff is absolutely bulletproof. Later than 2010, I feel like cars have generally gone downhill with the introduction of all the emission control stuff, and there's loads of things. I'm not going to get into it now, but yeah, I don't know. I like working on a mixture of stuff, shall I say? I should have said that, shouldn't I? How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good, David. Thank you. Any tips for going to Australia? Stay away from the snakes and the spiders. No, that's a joke. We went to Australia, didn't see a snake, didn't see a spider, so don't be worried about them. Any tips? If you're planning on driving there, just know that it takes a very long time to get to places. We went to Adelaide, Melbourne, and Sydney and drove in between. And yeah, that was the longest day of my life driving from Adelaide to Melbourne. If I went directly there, it would have been like 500-600 miles, I think. But we decided to go along the Great Ocean Road. And it got to a certain point where I was like, I've been driving for like 12 hours now. I think I'm getting tired. I think we should head there. And yeah, I honestly had to stop 25 times. Like literally every 10 minutes, I was like, I'm falling asleep. I need to stop. So anyway, yeah, that was a nightmare. But we got there. I think we left at like 5 a.m., got to Melbourne at 3 a.m. So very long day, absolutely shattered. It's making me tired now, even thinking about it. But any tips? Enjoy it, plan it well, think about where you want to go. And yeah, that's about it, really. Any experiences with Lambda O2 sensor testing / replacements? Any experiences? You know what? I don't think I've ever replaced an O2 sensor. I don't think I've ever needed to. So sorry, I can't help you with that, Barry. What do you think about the N13? N13. That is the. I don't know if maybe I'm thinking of the N12. Is that the one that's in the Mini? If so, it's not a great engine. Awesome. Did try the lines with a multimeter and voltage, where I think the power comes in at top of the window, but quite possibly incorrectly. Yeah, I'm not the best when it comes to electrics, if I'm being honest, but I do know. Yeah, it is a common problem for the rear windscreen to fail itself. Right. I think I have waffled on enough tonight. Get some. Guys, we are just one donation short of the goal for tonight. The goal was to hit £1,000. We are just one donation away. I will leave a link for anyone that wants to be so kind and make the goal. Well, yeah, we'll hit the goal. So feel free to check that out. Like I said, no pressure, but there is a 6-litre V12 BMW that you might win at the end of it. So, it's kind of is worthwhile. But yeah, I want to thank everyone that has joined in tonight. I want to thank everyone that has donated. Like I said, good luck to you all. I wish you all the very best of luck. It's been good to catch up with you all as well. It's nice to do these live streams. It feels like I get to know you all a bit better, and hopefully you get to know me a little bit better as well, because there's no script to this. There's no structure. It is what it is. It's a live stream. It's just a back and forth conversation. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy them all the same. I think it'll be quite a while until I do the next live stream now. Saying that, it may be very soon, because I'll be giving this car away, won't I? That will be, I plan on doing the live giveaway of the V12 760 Ally on Christmas Eve. If everything goes to plan, then the car will be going to one of you. So, like I said, a very best of luck. Did we hit the £1,000 goal? No, we didn't. Oh, well, it is what it is. I'm not going to push you guys anymore. I'm sure we'll hit it later or another day. But yeah, like I said, thank you to you all. Greatly appreciated. I don't know why I keep saying bye and thank you, but I am greatly appreciative of you all. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, guys, and hope you're all well. Have a good night and roll on next week. Very busy week ahead. See you all in the next one.